What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about a Joker-Robin fight scene. There's more to it than just a fight scene. It's just I have to be PG for YouTube. Can't definitely put this word, or probably say it in the beginning of this video either. So I'm going to save the word I'm trying to say out loud when you basically take somebody out of an equation, right? That scene would have been in future Justice League movies by Zack Snyder. So I want to go over the quote that he said. I want to go over what the scene would have been. I want to talk about the potential, if we would have liked to see it, like to not see it, stuff like that. And by the way, reading things on future Justice League, it makes me happy and sad at the same time, mainly because I don't like it when all these outlets, and a lot of them are doing it, when they say like could have been or like would have been, right? Kind of implying like there's zero chance that we are going to get sequels. And I don't think that's the right mentality, especially like restore the Snyderverse. I want Justice League 2, 3. I want a Batman movie, all this stuff. That's what I want. I've made videos on those things. So, I'm definitely more positive, optimistic than what we've seen from some of these outlets. I more or less look at this thing as something that we will see. Hopefully we will see it, right? Not that we would have if we would have gotten these things that we're not going to get. All right, I think we made enough into this video we can talk about it. Let me quickly say, if you guys are new here, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on. And also, if you guys aren't following me on Twitter yet, Podcast Now 15 is my Twitter handle. I'll leave a link for it in the description below, okay? Would love to have you guys obviously supporting me anywhere that you would like. Okay, so basically we're going to see Joker killing Robin. We're going to see that fight scene, which would result, obviously, in Robin dying. So Zack Snyder was talking about, I guess he was talking about the nightmare scene, then he obviously went more on, and he said, certainly within the construct of the movie that we've never made, there was a scene where there's this Last Supper before they go and try and heist the Mother Box, because that's the piece they need to jump flashback through time. Everyone there's a confessional because they all think they're going to die. And so everyone sort of tells a small story. And Joker tells the story of killing Robin. And so that would be fun to sort of get to see the build-up and the whole why of it and everything. I do know how Joker did it. I will say there was a good fight. Robin doesn't die. He goes down swinging. Let's say it that way. Okay? Now, he's talking, I think, if you follow... Now, remember, I believe it was Jim Lee, right? The artist who did, like, the concept art, basically, for Future Justice League. In 3, it would be this heist. They would be in the nightmare sequence, and they'd be trying to figure out how to stop Lois Lane from dying, right? The Flash, when he warned Batman in Batman vs. Superman, he knew he was too early. Well, that's from the nightmare sequence that I believe once a year, because, like, I don't know what they said, like, the particles in space and time and whatever in the world need to be, like, aligned the right way, so it needs to be, you can't do this time heist more than one time a year. So they sent Flash back, and they sent him back too early, and all of these times they do it, they fail. They still all died because obviously, Superman and Darkseid and all that stuff catch up to them. So they need to figure out when's the right time to send flashback, like to what moment in time to Bruce. Okay, so this is all the stuff that we kind of learned through and then it's not official, this concept art, this stuff like that, but it was erased from the internet. They took it down. It's from an official artist who does like a comic book, so it definitely seems like it was real. And we know that Joker also has a big part to play in it, hence the truce card. That's why you cannot break the truce. If the truce card gets broken, that also, I don't know if it connects to the same thing or if it technically would be a part, but the truce card is also important. If you break the truce card, if Batman kills Joker, then they also will lose. Okay, so they obviously need Joker in some way. So that's kind of what he's talking about, the time heist, bringing Flash back, all that stuff with the Mother Box. So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to send Flash back. Now, let me just say this. I do think that scene would be amazing. Now, well, okay, I should maybe take back amazing. There's definitely a divide in fans, including myself, on Jared Leto's Joker, okay? Where I stand on it is I think it's official. I don't like him as Joker. When we were going into Suicide Squad, I was more than willing to give him chances. Even after Suicide Squad, I would say personally, I definitely didn't like him, like at all. I wouldn't have been sad if we never saw him again. But if he was in more and they gave him more time to flesh out the character, maybe he could be good. That's kind of where I stood. I didn't despise him. I wouldn't have been sad if he didn't ever appear again. But like, if he was in stuff, I would obviously still watch it. Now, fast forward to right now, he's in Justice League. from what I've noticed online, he seems to be one of the most hated parts of Justice League. And I would say, and I've said this before, I like the lines he said. I like them filling in where we are, how this Nightmare thing is working, what they're trying to do, how important he is to it, that stuff. So literally the dialogue. And I guess like going back and forth, you can maybe argue that the writing wasn't that good. I kind of did like them mocking Harley and Robin like to each other, but I did not like him delivering the lines, okay? I still don't like him, all that stuff. So I would say it's gone worse for me, where it's like, okay, you've had multiple chances. Again, I don't know if I would go so far as say I don't really want you to, come back. I just don't like this Joker. So what I would say is, if they were in a magical world to make Justice League 2 and 3, of course I'm watching it day one. Of course I'm not going to skip through the Joker scene, stuff like that. I would still watch it, okay? So really, why did I tell that whole long story? Well, I think this Robin thing kind of falls into a subset of what I just said, where it's like, okay, thinking of how Robin were to die, like a fight scene, and Joker has the upper hand or whatever, and Robin's really struggling, all that stuff, that would be very emotional, especially for Bruce, Batman, or Ben Affleck's Batman, and it has the potential to be really, really amazing. At the same time, it's Jared Leto's Joker. And so when we think of cool things that could happen, then you have to introduce, well, it sounds good on paper, sounds good in concept, but when we see it, is it something we wouldn't really want to see? You could argue when we saw the trailer where Joker's talking, we live in a society. Of course that was memed and stuff, but I think the other thing that was taken away from that trailer was oh shoot, this could be very cool because we've never seen these two characters, together before, in this universe, okay? We've never seen it before, so the potential is really high, and I think a lot of us dropped the whole, okay, where it's Jared Leto's Joker, and I think there was still worry, but I think a lot of us were more optimistic than not, you know what I mean? And so I kind of see that happening again if they were to make more Justice League movies, and we were to see that scene. I think it would be the same thing, where it's we all want it, we all would love to see it, we would all be hopeful and optimistic, and then Jared Leto's Joker would say something stupid or do something whatever, and it'd be oh shoot. Now again, if you like this Joker, if you think this is the best Joker on Mankind, that's totally up to you. I have nothing against that, okay? I'm not saying that because I don't like him, you have to not like him, right? That's not what I'm saying at all. But I'm saying it seems like more people than not don't like his version, didn't like him in Justice League, didn't like him in Suicide Squad, and I don't know if they would like him in the future movies. And that's another thing you have to think about too, is if they did make more, he would, especially the third one, he would be a major part of it. So that's something you have to consider as well. I mean, it's definitely divisive. I kind of like that. I mean, Zack Snyder admitted that his Batman was intended to be divisive, so they take risks. They don't all pay off. That's literally the motto of Zack Snyder's DCEU, where hey, let's just do it. It's not what anybody else would have done. People are not going to like it, but some people will, and that's we're just going to go for it. And that's that kind of where you can have criticisms, but you can also kind of respect what they're going for and respect the idea of what's happening. So all in all, I think I leave this discussion, I will leave this video telling you this. Again, same thing as what I thought with Justice League. I will watch, if they ever make them, I will watch them. I will be so hyped and excited for a potential literal fight between Robin and Joker. It's going to suck having Robin. By the way, then we would see a casting for Robin, so that would also be cool, right? We'd be able to cast him. We'll see him die. That would be a really emotional, big scene, and then we get to see how Bruce kind of reacts to it. Again, is there potential for it to go wrong? Oh, of course there is. Of course there's potential for the scene to just be a total disaster because Jared Leto's in it. Jared Leto's Joker, okay? So that's kind of where I leave it, but I would obviously still watch it. And in some ways, I still want it. I actually would petition for it. Not necessarily that scene, but I petition for these movies in general to happen. And so if they happen, I guess I'm signing up for anything, any garbage or any good things that they throw inside these movies too. You know what I mean? So let me know, guys, in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think that they'll ever happen? Would you want to see a scene in which, this happens between Robin and Joker? Let me know. As always, again, make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys have the bell icon turned on so all these videos go up. Again, my Twitter account, PodcastNow15, if you guys want to follow me over there. Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.